I never minded working late until I realized I wasn't alone on the security cameras. I work as a data analyst in Chicago. Just spreadsheets, deadlines, and empty office floors after 6 p.m. That night, I opened the building security feed like I always did, but the camera for the 9th floor was already on my screen, paused on a live view of an empty hallway. I didn't open it. I don't even have access to that floor. At first, I thought it was a glitch. IT issues weren't rare in our building. I refreshed the feed, closed it, reopened it. Same result. The 9th floor camera, already active, already waiting for me like it had been opened from the other side. Then the hallway lights and the footage flickered. Not in the building. On the camera feed. I leaned closer to my monitor. The hallway was supposed to be sealed off years ago. Management called it structural issues, but everyone knew nobody was allowed up there. Even elevators skipped that floor. Still, the camera was live. And now something was moving. A shadow crossed the far end of the hallway. Slow. Deliberate. I felt that uncomfortable pause people get when their brain tries to decide if they saw something or not. Then the movement stopped. Right in front of the camera. Like whatever it was, knew it was being watched. The feed cut to static. My heart should have calmed down after that. It didn't. Because every other camera in the building suddenly switched angles on its own point one by one. Lobby. Break room. Hallways. All of them snapping toward the same direction. Upward. Toward the 9th floor. And then the elevator panel on my screen changed. It showed 9, even though no one had pressed it. A notification popped up from the building system. Elevator movement detected. Floor 9. Then another message. Door opening. I stood up so fast my chair hit the desk behind me. The office around me was completely empty. Just the hum of machines and the distant rain against the windows. I should have left. Instead, I watched the live feed. The elevator reached the 9th floor. The doors opened, and the camera on that floor slowly came back online. But this time, the hallway wasn't empty. There was something standing at the far end. Too tall for the frame. Too still to be human. Its head was slightly tilted, like it was listening for something inside the building. Then it turned and faced the camera. My screen flickered. For a second, I thought I saw a smile. Not friendly. Not human. Then the feed cut again. But this time, it didn't go to static. It switched to a different camera. My floor. Behind me. I froze. The camera angle was from the ceiling corner of my own office. And it was recording me. Still sitting at my desk. Still staring at the screen. Except I wasn't alone in the frame. Something was already inside the office behind me. And the timestamp on the recording showed it had been there for 6 minutes. Before I ever noticed that I never moved it first. My eyes stayed locked on the screen, trying to convince myself it was a loop, a delay, anything that made sense. But the timestamp didn't change. The recording was still live. Still showing my office. Still showing me sitting there. And still showing something behind me. Slowly, I forced myself to turn my head. Nothing. Just rows of empty desks. The soft hum of the air conditioning, and the faint glow of my monitor reflecting off glass partitions. The kind of normal that almost felt offensive after what I'd just seen. I looked back at the screen. The camera feed was still running. Still showing me. Still showing the thing behind me. But in real life, there was nothing. That's when my monitor flickered once. Then twice. The office lights dimmed slightly, like the building had taken a breath and forgotten to exhale that a notification appeared on my screen. Security footage buffering. Then, playing delayed feed. My stomach dropped. Delayed feed. Not live. Not exactly. I checked the timestamp again. It was now showing a 6-minute delay between what I saw on screen and what was happening in real time, which meant I had 6 minutes. I didn't think. I just stood up slowly, keeping my eyes on the empty space behind my chair. My hand reached for my phone on instinct, but it slipped slightly from my shaking fingers. The office felt different now. Not louder. Not darker. Just aware. Like the building knew I had noticed it. I backed away from my desk, moving toward the exit without turning around. Every step felt too loud, even though the carpet swallowed the sound. Then the intercom on my desk crackled. No one uses the intercom anymore. It screeched once, then stopped. Then a voice came through. Low. Distorted. You're earlier than the others. I stopped breathing. The voice wasn't coming from the speaker. It was coming from behind me. Slowly, I turned just a few degrees. Nothing. Still nothing. But the office computer beeped again. The camera feed updated. The thing behind me had moved closer. It was only a few feet away from where I had been sitting. Its shape was clearer now. Too thin, too tall, its limbs not aligned correctly, like the idea of a human had been reconstructed from memory instead of reality. And it was leaning toward the chair I had just left, like it was checking if I was still there. The timestamp ticked forward. 5 minutes remaining. I backed toward the hallway, finally breaking into a walk, then a fast walk. The emergency exit sign flickered above the door like it was struggling to stay lit. Behind me, the office lights went out one by one. Click, click, click. Not random. A pattern, like something was walking through the rows again. But this time faster. I reached the hallway and pushed through the door just as the office behind me went completely dark. And from inside that darkness, I heard my keyboard start typing.